Four Foundations of Buddhist Meditation. My name is Lenora, and I attend services at Charity Buddhist Temple on Charity Street in South St. Louis. For those who may know, the Buddhist Council of Greater St. Louis is comprised of several Buddhist groups of different traditions that meet in the Metro St. Louis area. The next event of the Buddhist Council will be the Walk of the Retreat, preventing Buddhist global relief, which is a charity that was founded by Buddhist Bodhi. Buddhist Global Relief funds projects globally that focus on crop fields, small business, and education, especially education for girls. The walk will be on Sunday, September 23rd, beginning at 1 p.m. in Carlson Park. For suggested donation is $25, you can order a t-shirt with special custom design to wear on the day of the walk. There is a link on the flyer if you'd like to order. I'm hoping that the flyer is out there. If not, we have that on our Facebook page. The deadline to order will be September 9th. Next year, the Buddhist Council will sponsor a socially engaged Buddhism event in March and a Vesak Day celebration in May, which commemorates the birth of enlightenment and passing the reincarnation of the Buddha. So let's introduce our first speaker, Dr. Panna. He's the president of the Buddhist Council of Greater St. Louis and a senior lay teacher here at the Kaiser Temple. He's a student of Delta Tien, Professor Ford, who taught dynamic meditation. Dynamic meditation is a way of movement to bring awareness. He teaches the style of meditation here at the Kaiser Temple Saturday evenings, as well as at interfaith events. He has written books and many articles about Buddhism in English to bring the Theravada teaching to the Westerners.
So what is the four foundations of mindfulness? You can see here is body, feeling, mind, and mental phenomena. The four aspects of these four foundations of mindfulness that the Buddha taught 2,600 years ago. So why meditate? Your mindfulness doesn't come by thinking, so you need to meditate. Besides, we suffer with our own biased thoughts. Sneaky thought that's so busy with us all the time. And we end up with detached delusion that's sneaking with the thought. It's not the thought itself. But the Buddha said, mind is luminous. The nature of the mind is luminous. But tainted with transitory, very important, transitory mental impurities. So that's not the nature of the mind. It's only transit in. You invite them in, but they never leave. They hold me. So very important. So that's the hope, that we can get rid of the thoughts. You also get rid of this created delusion. But you need training to catch your thoughts. So why four foundations? It's a reverse engineering technique to catch one's thoughts as it arises. Very important. Thought arises not by itself, as cause. Buddhism is about law of causation, cause and effect, from the beginning to the end. And the four foundations of mindfulness, like I said, there are four aspects. First of all, we need to understand life. Life form in Buddhism consists of 5 parts: form or body, but include sight, sound, smell, taste, touch. Those are also forms in Buddhism. Feelings, perception, thought formation, and consciousness of 5 skandha, or 5 khandha, that we all know, that the Buddha called, which is the basis of clinging as self, the self-concept hologram that we generate. So form, we meditate on form, with body. Body is meditate on body. Feeling is meditate on feeling. And perception is mindful awareness, mindfulness and self-awareness that oversee this four aspect with the pure perception. And thought formation is the mental phenomena, and consciousness is the mind. That's why we meditate on these four aspects of life, which we all dwell in on a daily basis. So the Buddha said, human beings is an advanced being, or advanced animal, we call it, Satprasad, advanced being. Why so? Because we're capable of training oneself to perfection. Animal can be trained, like monkeys, horses, elephant, dolphin, whale, and so on. But they don't train themselves. We need to train them, right? Humans need to train them. Human being is unique because we can train ourselves to perfection. And the example of that, like these are relics of the Lord Buddha. It's like a round ball, like pearls, or some like broken grain of rice, shiny broken. And these are from his blood vessels and blood. This was displayed here back in early 90s from the Tibetan Lama Sopa collection. And these are crystallized relics that turn into crystal of different color by itself. This one from the Thai Buddhist monks that have been enlightened from my own collection. So this basically is the way we learn life through these four foundations of mindfulness, through body, feeling, mind, and mental phenomena. To perfection, you can perfect to the point of when you cremate, some of your bone may turn into relics in those enlightened beings. And the Buddha said he gave us a lifelong learning, which is about threefold training of morality, concentration, and wisdom to avoid doing bad deeds, do good deeds, including mind development, mental concentration, and purify your mind with wisdom through insight meditation. So his concept antedates the 20th century concept of lifelong learning concept by 2,500 years already. So the four foundations of mindfulness, basically I mentioned that the benefit is, he stated, it's a supreme path that will purify all beings, let one transcend grief, sorrow, lamentation, overcome suffering and unhappiness, and understand essential Dharma, unbiased middle path, or noble eightfold path, and realize Nirvana, the unconditioned state, ultimate peace and happiness. So how? Basically, it's about self-observation, self-monitoring, at your body, feeling, mind, and mental phenomena. These four aspects of life. You do it with perseverance. Basically, you can do it 24/7, especially if you do dynamic meditation through body movement, or self-awareness, or sampachanya, which is a form of immediate wisdom right in front of you, this very moment. And mindfulness, Sati. So it's Sati, Samadhi, and Panna. Perseverance, when you practice continuously, you gain Samadhi, or steady mind. To get rid of what? Pleasure and pain that we are attached in. So we can practice day and night. Formal practice might be a short period, maybe half an hour or so. But informal is more important, 24/7 that you can do. Especially with body movement, you can observe and have feedback at your mindful awareness when you move. If you can practice with mindfulness and breathing, it's fine, but sometimes it's so subtle, it can't disappear very fast when someone disturbs you or have to do something. So you observe unbiasedly and do not anticipate and do not indulge in what you encounter and do not intervene. Just pure observation. Observe without an observer. You do it with joy and bliss. Set your mind with joy. Joy would lead to bliss, to calming happiness, which is conducive for steady mind to arise. It's a spontaneous phenomena that would arise from just set your mind joy, will lead you to those 5 steps by itself spontaneously. And it leads to tranquility and insight, gaining inner wisdom, inner vision and inside wisdom through these 4 foundations of mindfulness. Just to mention, just to sum up again, these 4 foundations: persevere with self-awareness and mindfulness at your body, feeling, mind, and phenomena. It leads to Sati, Samadhi, Panna, or mindfulness, self-awareness, and steady mind concentration. To carry out pressure and pain at the body, just to give you some guideline, the Buddha described at least 6 techniques. First one is mindfulness with breathing, which the complete one is 16 steps, not just breathing in and out, okay? Reverend Namaruchi will go over that. Like 4 tetrad on the body, 4 tetrad on the feeling, 4 tetrad on the mind, 4 tetrad mental phenomena. And 4 major posture, like walking, standing, sitting, or laying down. A self-awareness technique, which is basically the subtle movement beyond just walking, standing, sitting, laying down. Like when you stretch, you bend, when you eat, you drink, and so on. Which also include walking, standing, sitting, or go to bed, waking up, talking, or remain silent. So include that 4 major posture in there as well. The 4th technique is to observe the filthiness of all your body. 32 parts he broke down, analytical, as this is what the preceptor gives the theme for meditation to the new novice or the monks, newly ordained. To the ordination, they will tell you to meditate on hair, scalp, body hair, scalp hair, nail, teeth, and skin. And plus more, like liver, spleen, kidney, liver, bone marrow, and so on. 32 parts, almost like 32 organs. Also include lymph, blood, sweat, and so on. And then the 5th technique is called the elements. Like you categorize into earth, wind, water, and fire. Earth is solidity, like your skin, your nail, your bone is earth. Wind is the air you breathe in, air in your intestine, and so on. Air that you pass. And water, that's your tear, your blood, your sweat, and so on. And fire, your metabolic heat. You categorize it. And the 6th one is 9 channels. 9 channels, when you die, what happened? Because you cannot see what would happen to you. You have to go to cemetery and look at. You can't do it here. In India, it's very prevalent. You don't need an appointment. You just go there, and you see like corpses laying around and so on. If you go to the Ganges River, they burn cremate the body called ghat. In Thai, they have ghat maybe. I mean, you die, you're dead there, and basically, and you burn with wood that you bought, when you have not enough, they just kick you down after you cremate half body or so into the Ganges River. And so 9 channels stay from the point that you die, and then you kind of like body kind of ooze up serum and so on, and then disintegrate with skin and bone, muscles, and tendon, and it broke down to just the bone only. And so on, and maybe animal are eating up different states. So sometimes they count as 15, 5 plus 14, so 5 techniques with 9 on this, 9 steps with 14. That's on the body. On the feeling, which I'll be talking later on, it's about, whether it's physical or mental. Physical like comfort, discomfort, and mental like happiness, unhappiness, or neutral feelings. And where does such feeling arise? Spontaneously, independent of or dependent on these 5 senses, sight, sound, smell, taste, or touch, that feed on those feelings. And then about the mind, you observe the nature of your mind, such as is your mind full of desire or desire, with anger, avoid anger, your mind manic or depressed, steady, unsteady, and so on. And make your mind joyful here. That's in the mindfulness of breathing. I mentioned it. Make your mind joyful, which will lead to a steady mind or concentrated mind. Pramod is called joyful, and the steady mind is Samadhi mind. And let go, strip the mind of those conditions, this bad mind, luminous mind. And then the fourth one is mindfulness with mental phenomena. So, for example, he described at least five of them. First one is five hindrance mental state that prevent you from to gain steady mind, concentrated mind, such as sensual desire, anger, sloth or torpor, worry or frailty, and skeptical doubt, which block you from getting steady mind. And the five aggregates of clinging I told you about: form, feeling, perception, thought, formation, consciousness. Be analyzing all the phenomena and so on. And the third one is about 6 internal external spheres, like eyes with the form or shape, color, and so on. Ear with the sound, nose with the smell, and odor. Tongue with the flavor, body with the touch, and mind with the thoughts. So it kind of have opposite specific pair. You cannot use your eye to hear, or you can't use your ear to see. It has to be specific sense sphere. And 7 factors of enlightenment. Start with mindfulness. Dhamma investigate, which is basically awareness and wisdom. And so we investigate in Dhamma, just like scientists investigate in phenomena, physical phenomena, in the lab and so on. And third is energy or effort. The fourth is bliss or joy. Fifth is tranquility. And 6 is concentration. And 7, equanimity. And the last one is about Four Noble Truths. About suffering, cause of suffering, end of suffering, middle path to end suffering. This is the sheet that I gave. If you didn't get it, you can pick up on the way out. And then to see, very important, to see this 3 universal marks of existence: impermanence, imperfection, selflessness, basically about unstable, unbearable, uncontrollable, not truly yours. You see that, your mind gets wiser with inside wisdom, with the strengthened mind that you gain through your practice. Your mind gets disenchanted in whatever you grasp for, it results in suffering or discomfort because you cling to it as self. Become disenchanted, discerned, or detached, and liberate. That's the final result. So, and the benefit of doing that, you gain insights at your body. You're aware of yourself externally, like the body movement, or internally, you know your posture, like your setting, both external and internal. So you see the arising physical phenomena that arise, endure and cease. It's not permanent. So impermanence, imperfection, selfless. And you can see, acknowledge in the body, be mindful aware of the body, and see that body, just a body, no person, no being, no self in it, not truly yours or mine. So you are craving concept by seeing that, and not cling to anything in the world by true aware, being aware of your body, at your body. Same thing applies for your feeling, mind, mental phenomena. I will walk you through with the feeling later on. Mind and mental phenomena. That same way you gain insights in those aspects. See, instead of using body, you experience your mind externally, internally, like when you're wandering around outside, coming back to your body. The same thing with the feeling, you feel physically and mentally. So you just apply that, observe your mind or your feeling in that way, not cling to it by doing this practice. So that's the end of this part. So next you will hear